One of my biggest inspirations has been this book by Georgi Doksy called The Power of Limits. It's basically talks about phi, the golden ratio and the golden spiral, and all of those proportional harmonics in nature and art. Like when we see things that are designed well, it's because it's as if nature designed them. My full name is Manuel Ernest Nepomuceno de la Cruz Caro, but most people know me as Manny. I live in Leucadia, which is like a little community of Encinitas. It's a little corner of North County, San Diego. Arak Tukadon. The waves are blown out or there's just nothing else to do. It's fun. It's just another hobby that's really fun, and it's just a whole nother thing to learn and get good at and practice. But it always comes back. It's like it's a martial art. It's training you to focus and not necessarily achieve perfection, but to try to achieve towards that goal of getting better and better. And so I think like it's just like that's the same with shaping. You can never make a perfect surfboard. You can just keep on working and making a better one, hopefully every time. Fin templates for the mini fins, this is where all these ideas are coming from. So we're trying to find with these finlet boards what fin templates, what surface area size is going to work for different size waves, different speed, how fast you're going. This is where all this stuff is coming from. It's just coming from something that's older than writing. I kind of feel like I didn't create Mandala. Like all those circles just create me, and then that's just a name for it. The name Mandala came out of a desire to kind of come up with a name that represented all of my interests. After a while, people noticed me and my boards, and they were curious about them, and people started ordering. But for the first couple of years, I didn't really sell surfboards here in Leucadia until Surfy opened. Well, I've always believed in like functional volume and functional surface area. Like if you can't paddle and catch waves and after a hard day's work, like it's really going to be frustrating, I think, especially down here where a lot of spots can be really crowded. So, not being able to catch a wave when it comes to you, or if you have an opportunity because of super low volume or not having functional surface area, then it's kind of all of this design stuff came out of a practical need for a board that was easy to surf. In making that board for Rangi, the dark crystal, that board has these proportions of halves, thirds, fifths, eighths. These are all numbers in the Fibonacci sequence. All these deep swallowtails are just, it's not some gimmicky thing like we're just putting a big deep swallow into something. We're giving the board the ability to have variable rocker and flex. The design it's gone through so many iterations, but it's gone from elliptical shapes with deep swallowtails, with quad boxes, to round nose, deep swallowtails with super small mini keels, and the keels are getting smaller and smaller, and that single concave's getting deeper. So it's definitely evolving. A lot of my customers were asking for boards that were easier to paddle and lighter, and so going from the clear EPS boards to the carbon boards was an easy path to take. And the first tests were insane. Like Rangi was one of the first people to ride the graphite boards. He just lit it up with that board. It was pretty fun to watch. When people start imposing limits on what will happen, then that defines their universe. But if you don't believe in those limits, if you don't believe in being limited, then anything's possible. So the new generation of shapers are going to be taking a lot of these new options that they've been presented with over the last 10-15 years with this sort of renaissance of design. It's just a matter of time for people to like kind of take an idea from one person and combine it with another idea and combine it with another idea that are all sort of separate ideas and create something totally new.